The Columbia Broadcasting System and its affiliated stations present Orson Welles and the Mercury Theatre on the air in The War of the Worlds by H.G. Wells. G. 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 Wells. Ladies and gentlemen, the director of the Mercury Theatre and star of these broadcasts, Orson Welles.
We know now that in the early years of the 20th century, this world was being watched closely by intelligences greater than man's, yet as mortal as his own. This small, spinning fragment of solar driftwood, which by chance or design, man has inherited out of the dark mystery of time and space. Intellects, vast, cool, and unsympathetic, regarded this earth with envious eyes and slowly and surely drew their plans against us. In the 39th year of the 20th century, business was better. The war scare was over. More men were back at work. Sales were picking up. On this particular evening, October 30th, Crosley service estimated that 32 million people were listening in on radios.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the Intercontinental Radio News. Reports observing several explosions of incandescent gas occurring at regular intervals on the planet Mars. The spectroscope indicates the gas to be hydrogen and moving toward the Earth with enormous velocity. Professor Pearson of the observatory at Princeton confirms Farrell's observations, describes the phenomenon as, quote, like a jet of blue flame shot from a gun. The Government Meteorological Bureau has requested the large observatories of the country to keep an astronomical watch on any further disturbances.
Would you please tell our radio audience exactly what you see as you observe the planet Mars through your telescope?
Nothing unusual at the moment, Mr. Phillips. A red disk swimming in a blue sea. Transverse stripes across the disk. Quite distinct now because Mars happens to be at the point nearest the Earth in opposition, as we call it.
For the benefit of our listeners, how far is Mars from the Earth?
Approximately 40 million miles.
Well, that seems a safe enough distance.
This is probably a meteorite of unusual size, and its arrival at this particular time is merely a coincidence. However, we shall conduct a search as soon as daylight permits.
It is reported that at 8:50 p.m. a huge flaming object, believed to be a meteorite, fell on a farm in the neighborhood of Grover's Mill, New Jersey, 22 miles from Trenton. The flash in the sky was visible within a radius of several hundred miles, and the noise of the impact was heard as far north as Elizabeth. We have dispatched a special mobile unit to the scene, and we'll have our commentator, Carl Phillips, give you a word picture of the scene as soon as we can reach there from Princeton. In the meantime, we take you to the Hotel Martinet in Brooklyn, where Bobby Millett and his orchestra are offering a program of dance music.
I guess that's it. Yes, I guess that's the thing directly in front of me. Half buried in a vast pit. Must have struck with terrific force. The ground is covered with splinters of the tree. It must have struck on its way down. What I can see of the object itself doesn't look very much like a meteor. At least not the meteors I've seen. It looks more like a huge cylinder. Well, I've never seen anything like it. The color is sort of yellowish white. The curious spectators now are pressing close to the object in spite of the efforts of the police to keep them back. Getting in front of my line. Would you mind standing one side, please, while the police pushing the crowd back?
I was listening to the radio and kind of drowsy. A professor fellow was talking about Mars, so I was half dozing.
Yes, Mr. Wilmot, and then what happened?
I turned my head out the window and would have sworn I was dreaming.
Yes?
Seen a kind of greeny streak and then zingo. Something smacked the ground. Knocked me clear out of my chair.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's something I haven't mentioned in all this excitement, but it's becoming more distinct. Perhaps you've caught it already on your radio. Listen, please. Do you hear it? The curious humming sound that seems to come from inside the object, 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 inside the object. Now, we're not more than 25 feet away. Can you hear it now? I've ever witnessed. Wait a minute. Something like see coming out of that black hole, two luminous discs. The eyes might be a face, might be almost the heavens. Something wriggling out of the shadow like a gray snake. Now it's another one, and another one, and another one. It looks like tentacles to me. I can see the thing's body. Now it's large as a bear. Gentlemen, to describe it, I can hardly force myself to keep looking at it. It's so awful. Its eyes are black and they gleam like a serpent. The mouth is a kind of D shape with saliva dripping from its rimless rectangle. Oh, those quivers pulsate, and the monster or whatever it is can hardly move. It seems weighed down by possibly gravity or something. The thing's rising up now, and the crowd falls back. There's seen plenty. It's not very experienced, ladies and gentlemen. I can't find words. Well, I'll pull this microphone with me as I talk. I'll have to stop the description until I can take a new position. Hold on, will you please? I'll be right back in a minute. I'll be right back in a minute. Flag of truce. Those bleachers know what that means, what anything means. Wait a minute, something's happening. Some shape is rising out of the pit. I can make out a small beam of light against a mirror. What's that? There's a jet of flame springing from the mirror and it leaps right at the advancing men. It strikes them head on. Lord, they're turning into flames. Now the whole field's caught by the woods, the cars, the gas tanks, and the automobiles spreading everywhere. Coming this way now, about 20 yards to my right.
The explosions on Mars are undoubtedly nothing more than severe volcanic disturbances on the surface of the planet.
At least 40 people, including 6 state troopers, lie dead in a field east of the village of Grover's Mill. Their bodies burned and distorted beyond all possible recognition.
I shall refer to the mysterious weapon as a heat ray. Also evident these creatures have scientific knowledge far in advance of our own.
Anyway, it's an interesting outing for the troops. I can make out their cocky uniforms, crossing back and forth in front of the light. Looks almost like a real war. There appears to be some slight smoke in the woods bordering the Millstone River. Probably fire started by campers. Well, you ought to see some action soon. One of the companies is deploying on the left flank. A quick thrust and it'll all be over. Oh, wait a minute, I see something on top of the cylinder. Well, wait, that wasn't a shadow, it's something moving. Solid metal, kind of a shield-like affair rising up out of the cylinder. Going higher and higher. It's standing on legs, actually rearing up on a sort of metal framework. Now it's reaching above the trees and the searchlights are on it. Hold on.